Today I'm going to introduce you to the offset smoker. Now I've been asked this question a lot through the years and I've kind of pushed it off to the side. I realize now that there's so much information on YouTube and elsewhere that's more for the advanced barbecue cooks, but there is some sort of learning curve and a disconnect with most people with an offset smoker. And I find this style of cooking to be super fun and therapeutic. Low and slow is a style of cooking often referred to as smoking barbecue. It also happens to be a method to turn out really good food. There's a handful of vessel styles to cook barbecue, but the offset smoker is the most popular because a well-designed offset with a capable cook will yield really good results. It's also a very versatile cooker, but the versatility trap can sometimes be we'll have a conversation about it in another video. This is my offset, which happens to be a Workhorse Pitts 1969. I opted for the wagon version, and for full transparency, I founded the company. Offset smokers are commonly made of steel pipe, such as this one, and they're typically 20 to 24 inch in diameter. This one happens to be 20 inch diameter with a 3/8 inch wall. Offset smokers have 3 critical sections to allow you to cook effectively. This lowest section of pipe, closer to the ground, is often called a firebox. It's one of the most critical portions of an offset smoker. That's where you're going to build your fire, which provides your heat source. And on the rear of the firebox, we have this door, and that gives us accessibility to put new wood splits on top of our embers or our coals. And that's going to allow us to regenerate or recycle heat. It's going to make new coals. Also, when it's lighting up, it's going to ignite and smoke, and that smoke is going to be the form of gases that goes through the cooking chamber and covers whatever you've got in there, and that's really what barbecue is. To get airflow into your fire, you can open this little damper we call the bow tie damper, or you can just leave your door cracked. As the wood is burning off, going to provide aroma for this top section, which we call the cooking chamber. These dials on the cooking chamber are thermometers, and that gives you a snapshot of what the ambient air temperature is inside the cooking chamber. The cooking chamber is where you're going to place all your protein or your vegetables or whatever you're wanting to smoke. And as you stick them here on these grates, or sometimes referred to as racks, the aroma of the wood smoke will go across whatever you have in here, and that will provide the flavor profile of barbecue. And this last section we call the smokestack, often referred to as the exhaust or the chimney. This is where all the hot air is passing through the chamber. The smoke is going around all of the food that you have in the cooking chamber, and then it will exit out of the stack. There is a little stack cap on here to help you modulate the airflow if you want, or you can just leave it wide open. The way the offset works is very primitive. It's a method we call the Bernoulli's principle. This principle is a fundamental in thermodynamics, which in summary just states that the moisture exiting out of the smoker creates a low pressure in the cooking chamber. Now, once we have pressure in the cooking chamber, that begins to draw fresh air into the back of the firebox over the coals or embers, back through the chamber, and now we have what we call a draw. Wow. In order to get the Bernoulli's principle to happen, we've got to build a fire, and I suggest making a small fire using small wood splits and graduating up to larger splits, all with the purpose of giving us a good ember and coal bed. The ember and coal bed is going to be the energy that cooks whatever's in the cooking chamber. In addition, it's going to keep your vessel, which is our offset smoker, pressurized. Now, the wood that you can source is going to be something we refer to as a hardwood. It's going to be something that you can find in your neighborhood. It's also going to provide a really nice heat source, and additionally, it's going to provide a nice aroma when it starts to light and ignite. Cooking or smoking barbecue on an offset smoker can be so much fun. You can smoke beef, pork, chicken, fish, elk, alligator, ostrich, pies, vegetables. Get creative. Whatever you put in the offset smoker typically turns out just right. On a personal note of doing this style of cooking for decades, I can tell you that my why is less about the food I'm cooking and now more about the therapeutic value, the enjoyment I get of being outdoors, the challenges that come with working with an offset smoker, the theater of the fire. I enjoy all of that, and that is what keeps bringing me back to the offset every week. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I'll see you on the next one.